Welcome to the road to $1 million in cryptocurrency live stream, where I'm going to document my journey over the next entire year, 300 plus days, to see if it's possible to become a crypto millionaire. Now, if you're new, my name is Sash. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a teacher, and most importantly, I believe in financial education because that is the only way you and I are going to build financial independence. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join me on this journey. This is day number 35. All right, everybody, welcome back to the live stream. Yo, we got a couple people here already. What's up, my friends? What's up, Geek Arts fam? Yo. We got Muhammad Tamim here, aka the brothers. Welcome, appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out. Hey YG is in the house. Welcome, Hey YG. Appreciate you hanging out. And Mahendra Singh is here. Welcome, my friends. And you know, a shout out to all of you guys who are joining us across all the other platforms as well. We really appreciate you guys hanging out today. Now, if you're brand new and you have no idea who I am or what I do, I started out this crazy journey about 6, almost 7 months now, and you know, I have to admit, it's been really great. I started out as a cryptocurrency miner. I eventually began farming cryptocurrency, learned a lot how to lose cryptocurrency, and it's just been a great learning experience. And so I'm hoping to share that with you guys today. We're not going to review any apps today. In fact, we might not review any apps on the live streams anymore. I might just reserve that for other videos so as to keep these live streams a little bit shorter, because I realize, based on the feedback that some of you guys have given me, that it's actually quite long. And so unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore, I think, unless somebody like super chats or something and then I'm forced to do it. But in most cases, no. I think what we'll do is we'll Bitcoin. All right, dear at PancakeSwap and at Bitcoin. I think those two communities are enough to tag for now. We don't want to tag anyone else, especially the evil people out there. We don't want to tag them now, do we? Muhammad Tamim says, Mr. You're a Sony fan. I am not sure. I mean, I do have a Sony, but I don't know. I might be a Sony fan. I suppose I am a Sony fan. Yeah. What kind of fan are you? I did start. My first camera was a Canon DSLR camera. It was very old. It was like very, very old. I got it like, I don't know, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe longer than that. And it's since been out of commission. I mean, it obviously still works, but you know, I decided to upgrade it a couple of years ago to this one. Anyways, you're distracting me, man. What's the matter with you asking me about cameras and brands and that sort of thing? Okay, let's see. How to lose money in 30 days. P.S. We're live. Hashtag scammed. Hashtag BTC. Is it BTC? BTC. Bitcoin. Let's type Bitcoin. Hashtag Bitcoin. Yeah. Hashtag DeFi. Hashtag cryptocurrency. Hashtag cryptocurrency. Oh, it didn't select, you guys. Hashtag investing, which, by the way, what we're doing is more like gambling, so we might as well just write gambling here. Gambling. Hashtag money. Hashtag geek arts. Hashtag 1 million. All right. So, how to lose money in 30 days. Today I'm going to show you guys how I lost more than 5K in the last 30 days. I know some of you have been asking, like, what's been your daily and that sort of thing. I'll kind of explain all of that to you guys today. And hopefully, actually, let's tag at FishSwap as well. They have a decent sized community. All right, let's tweet. Let's not tag anyone else, unfortunately, you know. So let's say hello to a couple more people here, and then we'll continue, you know. Okay, so we got a couple people out on Twitch right now. I got Karenga 1948. Appreciate you hanging out today. Welcome. No song request. I don't know. I don't do song requests. What kind of song would you like to listen to? I mean, I suppose, you know, I could play something, but I might get copyright strike. So we're not gonna do that. So what I'll do today is I'll just take you guys through my numbers. I'll just take you guys through basically what the last 30 days has been like, because now we've hit like 35 days on this live stream, and I have less than what I was supposed to have, a lot less, like, you know, probably more than $6,000 less. But I'm gonna explain how all of that stuff happened. Hopefully you guys can kind of understand what I personally have kind of experienced in this space. And, you know, it might give you some insight as well. All right, cool. We got Venkatesh in here. Welcome, Venkatesh. So in case you are very new or you're joining me for the first time, this is how I structured my portfolio, give or take. And of course, this is by no means expert advice. This is by no means any kind of to-do list. This is just what I'm doing. Please understand that I'm just using this as like a vlogging opportunity. Okay, so you know, you don't copy me or anything like that. Try to do your own thing based on your own research. Okay, all right, so let's have a look here. So of course I am a Bitcoin and Ethereum miner. I've been doing that for the longest time, about 7 months, almost 7 months now. It's kind of crazy. The price has been quite volatile. You could say under $10,000 there. It goes up and down. I do about, give or take, roughly about $60 a day on that right now. I did get into DeFi a little while ago, over the last 2 months, give or take. And it has been really rough. Like really, really rough. We made lots of money, but we also lost most of it. We lost most of it. I'm only holding on to about $1,000 from like the $6,000 that I made. So I made over the last 30 days, you could say, actually more than 30 days. Over the last like 30 to 40 days, I made about $6,000, and I basically lost about five grand there. My portfolio right now, as a result, is looking quite thin. So I do have some frozen cake. Of course, frozen is probably going to tank. But if I open this up here, I have about 1,000 frozens in there. We might consider buying the dip. I might do it. I might not. We'll see. Tomorrow is, what day is it tomorrow, you guys? It is Monday tomorrow. So the day after tomorrow is when the frozen farms open and the harvest opens, and then like 5.9 million tokens are going to hit the market. And actually probably more than that, probably like 6 to 7 million tokens will hit the market. So we'll definitely see this $2 price tank to a couple cents, no doubt. I mean, it could do something crazy like what we saw with lavacake, but I doubt it. Here they're quite inflationary. As you can see, they have a lot more, like millions more tokens. And so as a result, I think their price is going to tank quite hard. But regardless, whenever the price does tank, it does produce or provide a buying opportunity. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like in a day or two. We'll see. So anyways, I put it down there about $3,000. I did spend about $1,200 on frozen. Unfortunately, you could say that I need to actually get back. If I am able to cash out on Tuesday, then my break even on frozen is about $1,800. So you could say that right there is the first hit that we took. So actually no, my break even is not $1,800, it's about $1,200. So $1,200, that's the first amount of money that I lost. And of course we're going to add $3,000 to this because fish swap rug pulled, and right there you could see you know, about $4,200. And then the other $800 has come from all the other projects, such as stake, such as some impermanent loss that I incurred on the Polygame Cuban farming. I did make quite a bit of money actually, about $1,100 there. Made quite a bit of money, but I did incur significant impermanent loss. Significant, because of course when we're might as well just show you guys Polygame Finance. Yeah, I'm glad I sold, man. Look at this coin price, it's terrible. Yeah, okay, so at the time I probably had about maybe 1,200 Polygame tokens, and you could say those Polygame tokens at the time were worth easily worth at least maybe $600, give or take. I was only able to cash it out. Right now you can see it's not even worth that much. It's not even worth $1. It's like worth like 9 cents basically. Actually, yeah, give or take about 9 cents. Let's change this up here. USD2. Yeah, about 9 cents, unfortunately. And so, you know, that was unfortunate. I cashed out about $3.50, give or take. No, I'm sorry, not $3.50. 30 cents, 3.5 cents, 35 cents. Something's wrong with me today. Yeah, so I cashed out about 35 cents on Polygame. But when I bought into Polygame, the first time I bought was the highest. I bought 100 Polygame tokens to farm in this Polygame farm right here, this particular pool. As you can see, it does actually produce quite a decent return. And for the first day, it was great. For the first day, I got back like $100-something. But unfortunately, then the price started to tank. It did pump significantly, and then it started to tank after that. And so let me show you guys in case you are confused and you're not sure what I'm talking about here. So let's go over to polygon.poocoin and let's search for this. Venkatesh. What's up, my friend? All right, yeah, so hopefully you guys can see this out. This right here, this is Polygame. Okay, it's on the Matic blockchain, as you can see. So yeah, we saw a really interesting let's make this a little bit bigger here so you guys can see. An interesting run with Polygame, really interesting. So you could say that when I bought in, I probably bought in around like here somewhere. So it had just launched, it had literally just launched, and then I was like, yo, that's really cool, I want to jump into this, I love the tokenomics. We actually reviewed it on the channel. Very cool, very cool. I still love them. I love the fact that they're deflationary. I mean, obviously 1 million coins, but still deflationary compared to some of the other mechanics out there. And the other tokenomics out there, rather. So I bought in here about 100 tokens, spent $400, made back about $150 to $170. I saw a really great exit opportunity around $10, but I didn't take it because obviously, you know, when the price goes up, you're like, dang, son, that's just increased my investment. I'm mining more now. I'm mining with more, you know, and so I was like, yeah, cool, let me just write that out. So the lesson here, guys, is if you're in a farm and you're farming with, and this is just what I learned, right? If you're in a farm and you're farming with a native token, even if the tokenomics are really great, number one rule is try to avoid always buying the native token. That's what we've always been saying. But you know, sometimes you feel tempted to take risks regardless of your rules. and regardless of your previous experiences. And so, of course, you know, I don't listen to my own advice because I'm stubborn like that. And I didn't take profit here. But if you do see a pump like this and you're holding on to native tokens, use that as an opportunity to exit with profit, and if possible, consider using just the profit to buy back in. That way you've got back your initial. Okay, so when you join a farm and you start farming with the native token, and notice with Polygame, you know, their best returns here on their native token, the rest of them are meh, they're not that great, right? And so if you're farming, notice this is the only pool as well. The rest of them are farms, so they require LP. This was the only one that I was able to farm without any LP. And of course, if you farm with LP, you're going to take impermanent loss, which is also really bad. So I suppose, you know, the lesson there is, if it does pump, we saw this with Lava, we saw this with Frozen, we saw this with Polygame, we saw it with so many coins. Remove your stake, okay? Stop farming the moment it pumps. If you see a giant pump like this, stop farming, remove your stake, and sell and exit with profit. And then consider waiting for the farm to crash before you jump back in at a lower rate, right? So notice here we were up to like $13. I did not take profit. Remember, I got in at $4, right? So that would have been an amazing return, amazing. But unfortunately, due to my stubborn nature, I didn't take that 3x profit. I just decided to continue farming, and then it just went down from there. We saw another pump here up to $9, and that kind of gave me more motivation to keep my LP. Again, I got greedy here. I didn't. Let me make this like a 1 minute chart, so you guys can see this a little bit better. Yeah, all right, cool. Actually, I'm not sure if that is better. Okay, it might be a little bit better. All right, sorry guys, it's a bit slow here. Yeah, we need to obviously like build a lot more of this data, unfortunately. A lot more. Okay, that's way too much data. Let's set it back to 15. It's way too much. All right, cool. Yeah, so right now, unfortunately, you know, I was forced to sell a lot lower here. But notice here what happened again. We saw another pump to $2. And this particular pump was caused by a really, really, really good mechanic, right? And so they introduced this partnership here, Cuban Polygame. Excuse me. So they introduced this this partnership where you could now use the Polygame token to farm in Polycubans. Let me take you over to Polycuban here. So this is Polycuban, and this was like such an amazing, it might still be an amazing opportunity if any of you guys may be interested, but you know, this is not financial advice or anything, so proceed with caution. But I was in this farm right here, the Polygame USDC farm. And when I jumped in here, I was, see right now, of course, you know, there's a pretty decent return there, but that's been the temptation. When I jumped in, that was like 2,000,000%. And I got 2,000,000%. I was getting like $20 a minute doing this, and I was cashing out, right? And so I made like $500 overnight. It was crazy. But that's what caused this pump right here. People were noticing how profitable this was. And so they, including me, by the way, bought back in. So I, at this stage right here, to get into this, I used my existing 100 Polygame tokens, but then I ended up buying more Polygame tokens. I ended up buying like 400 more. And at the time, the 400 cost me about 60 cents, maybe 50 cents, something like that. And so I got in relatively high. But then I saw like a 2x or more, way more actually, a 4x pump. And I didn't take profit. You know, I should have considered unstaking, but remember I was printing polycuban tokens, and so this is the risk, right? On the one hand, you're minting a ton of money, right? You're basically like minting a lot of money, but on the other side, you're also losing due to impermanent loss, right? And so that's a big risk I want to kind of warn you guys on, right? You might be in a really lucrative farm. You might be there when the farming starts. Polycuban had a really cool mechanic where they launched only 20 tokens, and I was one of the people that was trading it up, and so it launched at like $1,000 or something like that, and then it just pumped to like $2,000, and of course I was able to take some profit there. And so when the farming opened, polycuban, which is now 16 cents, polycuban was $2,000 when the farming started. So you can imagine, like 2 million %, $2,000 token price. You're minting a lot of money. It makes sense to put in as much as you can into the farm so that you can extract as much as you can. But of course, there were safer options. There was WMatic USDC. There was ETH USDC. What else was there? These were definitely very, very dangerous. I'd never ever recommend getting into such farms. Like the Cuban farms, worst. These people got hit the worst because that token price, whatever they bought it at, was depreciating by the second. It was crazy. Then obviously here you had some other really, really cool farms. Of course, stable coins and that sort of thing. They may not have been returning that much, but in hindsight, you know, I suppose you have to kind of balance it. Do you want to let greed and high risk investing take over, or do you want to play it safe? And if of course, you know, I was wanting to play it safe, I would have probably considered putting my money in any of these more stable or big cap pools, right? And still gotten a pretty decent return, probably not $550, but still pretty decent return with the guarantee that I was going to get back my money without taking crazy impermanent loss. And so that's just a really quick lesson, right? And so in this particular farm right here, I probably lost about $600, so we'll probably add like $600 here. And then the other $200 you could say came from stake. My stake at the time was $185, give or take. I transferred it over to the Binance Smart Chain from here, and so that's basically how I got wrecked, you guys. So you know, we lost quite a bit on Frozen. Lava was pretty good. Lava, we made some money. We made about $600 or $700 on Lava. Just from minting. It was great. It was really, really great. But obviously we thought the same thing was going to happen with Frozen. Didn't happen, and this is the reason why, because of the circulating supply here. It didn't happen because of this. If they only had like 200 tokens, I think they would have been able to replicate what Lava did. But they didn't, unfortunately, and so the people who had the most tokens dumped on us. We did see a really neat pump. Again, greed took over, right? And so this is a lesson for you guys, in case you're like wondering, why are we all getting wrecked so much? What's up with all these scammers and stuff? It's not entirely just scammers. It's also the way the market moves, right? And so like, for example, if I got in, say, at like $18, maybe $19, and I saw like a $28 pump, yes, that might not have been 2x my money, but that would have still been a very, very decent return. Very, very decent return. Because now I basically am minting tokens, but I'm also winning here on the uptick of the coin here as people are trading it up and trying to get into the farms and mint. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, I did mint like a lot, right? Where is it? Actually, I lost it now. But I minted like, 1,000 tokens in like a day. It was great. But unfortunately, because of greed, I left it in there too long, and then it started to fall. Of course, these are like lots of people who bought the token early. You know, they got in here at like under $1. They rode it up, you know, and unfortunately I missed that. So I was only able to get in at like $17 or $18. But because when you buy the token, you pay this tax, they actually end up giving you less tokens. And so when you do the math on that, it worked out closer to about $19 per token. Still would have made a decent amount of money had I taken an exit here. But unfortunately, I thought, you know, let me ride it out and see, maybe it's gonna perform just like Lava did and Compound. It didn't do so because way too many people were holding the token. If there were only a few holders, I guarantee it would have gone higher. Maybe we would have seen $100. And that was our strategy at the time. We were thinking to ourselves, yeah, let's short it at like $100, right? Something like that. But you know, the whales had other plans. Maybe even the devs had other plans. We did confirm that the devs did actually sell. They sold like hundreds or even thousands of tokens, and so they were responsible for lots of these dumps here. And so what's the lesson here, you guys? The lesson is not just to maintain your greed. Okay, for me, I can guarantee you that greed has impacted me the most. Yes, I did get dumped on. Yes, I did get actually I wasn't part of any platform that got rug pulled besides Stake. And even with Stake, I wasn't like, I'm talking about hard rug pulled, you know, using a migrator code. I wasn't invested in Barbecue Swap. I only held the Stake coin, the Stake token, and I was asleep when it pumped. But this right here, this is the thing that wrecked me the most. And actually, the irony here, and this again goes to greed, is that when I joined this, I joined at like 10 cents, right? It pumped to $1. I did not exit at $1. Okay, again, greed. I haven't made a video about it. It's like on my YouTube channel, how I made 10x on fish swap in like a day. It got like 2,000 views. It's crazy. And so, like, you know, greed kind of got the better of me. But I looked at this as an opportunity to just create compound interest at a very, very decent return. And for the most part, this platform, as you can see, it still works. It still works. There's just no liquidity in it right now. And what happened here wasn't a hard rug, right? Our liquidity, like if you put liquidity in, the platform doesn't contain any hard rug code. What happened was the developer or the admin, the owner, whoever it is, they dumped all the tokens. They were supposed to airdrop over like 50 million tokens to people. Excuse me. But they decided to sell it instead. And at the time when I was invested here, I had about $3,000 worth of investment in here, and you know, that was producing like almost $200 per day, which is really good, like really, really good. But you know, I had too much exposure. I was just compounding, and I wasn't actually cashing that out. My plan at the time, and this again goes to greed, and when you publicize this kind of thing, you know, people, you don't know who's watching it, right? I don't know who's watching this video or these videos. Maybe the devs, maybe the admin, you know, they watch these videos and then they think to themselves, okay, let's, if this investor is doing this, maybe other investors are doing the same thing. As a result, we'll just use that information and act accordingly. And so they got greedy. They didn't airdrop the 50 million tokens as promised. You've still got people, like over 100,000 people waiting for their airdrops, which are never going to arrive, unfortunately. And so we got left holding the bag. This here was my biggest hit, unfortunately. Anyways, let me see what you guys are saying. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. As you can see, battle scars. Right. So let's see. We got Safe Trader here. Welcome, Safe Trader. We got Middle Age Crypto in here as well. Welcome, my friends. Remove your initial ASAP, then remember whatever happens, you're playing with free money. Yeah, that's the lesson, you guys. So now moving forward, we're always saying to people, please, please, please consider removing your principal investment as quickly as possible. If you put your money in, how quickly can you get that out, right? Like cash out. By the minute, by the second, by the hour, whatever works for you, cash out, okay? Because money in your wallet is safer than money in the pool, okay? Guaranteed from my experience. But for me, I wasn't wrecked entirely because of these developers or whatever. I was wrecked because of my greed, right? I had this notion in mind that I wanted a certain number every day, and that number was $3,000 a day, right? That's what I was building towards, and I put my faith and hope in these crooks, basically. And so that's the lesson with DeFi. When we go into these platforms, we're always thinking about the future, but we have to understand this is like a super, super, super risky space, okay? Safer platforms like PancakeSwap, Uniswap, SushiSwap, and a few others, bigger names, will offer you lower rewards, but they are significantly safer. In fact, PancakeSwap is the only platform rated as green on RugDoc's list. And the reason why is because PancakeSwap has so much money that even if they decided to rug, no exchange would process that. Like Binance won't be able to process that. We're talking like over $6 billion, right? So it's not possible for them to actually steal that money. I mean, they might be able to, but they've got so many eyeballs on them, and as a result, they've now been deemed as like the safest platform. But they have the migrator code, they have the ownership, they've not renounced anything, okay? If any platform is gonna rug, PancakeSwap is it. But it's not possible for them to rug because A, they're generating hundreds of millions of dollars in fees alone when you use their routers. In fact, they're probably one of the only platforms that can sustain multi-million-dollar hits and afford it because their treasury is so big. And so that's considered a safe play, right? Or a quote-unquote safe play. They're not regulated, they're not doxed, they still have migrator codes and hard rug codes, and of course malicious developers go and clone and fork the PancakeSwap code, right? Because that's open source, and they end up launching their clones from that code. In many cases, they might still have a migrator code intact, and as a result, they can just transfer code over, tokens over to like a new contract or a new wallet to whatever it is, and we all end up losing. And so you have to understand that's where it comes from. So, long story short, if you're looking for a relatively safer yield farm, consider the bigger options. They might not produce a giant yield, but compared to like the stock market or like an index fund portfolio, they would perform considerably higher. So, just something to think about there. We don't have to always join the high risk stuff, right? The high risk stuff is for us to get back our initial investment very quickly within like 24 hours. That's the temptation or the attraction of the high risk stuff. So you could double your money. If you put down $1,000, you could get back $1,000 in a very short amount of time, right? Assuming you pick the right farm and it's relatively safe, maybe not too many people know about it, those kind of mechanics and market conditions also come into play there, and you could potentially 2x your initial investment in like 1 or 2 days. But yeah, I mean, it's rough out there, you guys. It's really rough. It's gotten so rough to the point where people are blaming me that I'm the guy scamming everybody and I'm creating all these fake websites and telling everybody to invest. It's really harsh. People are getting wrecked. One guy, I think I heard a guy invested 100K in barbecue swap. Can you believe it? Incredibly devastating. Stephen Lee is here. Welcome, Stephen. Appreciate you hanging out. Bro, lavacake will be locked in an hour. Lava cake will be locked in an hour. What are we talking about here? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean lava's an interesting. What are your thoughts on that, Stephen? Like what are you thinking in terms of? As you can see, I'm not really doing anything with lava right now. It's it says 26 minutes here. It will lock. Personally, I'm not really doing anything right now with lava, so I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on that as to what you're planning there. Safe Trader says, get wrecked with hopes. Same applies for me. Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. And, you know, in a way, these are our battle scars, right? If it was easy, everybody would be able to get to that crazy magic number, right? Whatever that number is for you, 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million, whatever, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. But because the marketing is such that anybody can do it, that's what attracts so many people, right? I got to a point where I was making more money just farming than, you know, my job, right? And that's a incredibly sexy idea, very, very sexy idea, very attractive idea. But people with malicious intent prey on such hope, right? This is the perfect condition for them. They are predators, okay? Think of people in the dark alleyways, right? That's exactly what you should imagine with these developers, right? Even if a platform seems legit, even if we review it and we give a thumbs up, you should imagine that the person behind the screen who owns such a platform is like one of those shady characters in a dark alleyway on a dangerous street, right? That is what you should always have in mind when you're in the space. And if it doesn't scare you, unfortunately, you need a reality check, because I'm afraid every time I invest. But that thrill of doing something high stakes is probably what attracts me, right? Again, like I said, this is not my only income stream, and I'm so thankful. I am so thankful this is not my only income stream, but it's very sexy, you know? It's very sexy, and I'm just, you know, I just have to make sure you guys are wise about this. Kotika is here. Hey, welcome, Kotika. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The burner account says Whale Farm seems like it might be a good project if you want to look into it. It is similar to lavacake, but everyone can only withdraw a certain amount of total supply each harvest, so price is stable. That's a really, really cool idea. And that's, in my opinion, if I were to create a fork of, you know, lava, that's exactly what I would do. I would only create a maximum withdrawal limit. However, when Whale Farm launched, we actually, like in our Telegram group, we were talking about it, and we reviewed it, and you know, some people were very excited about the possibility, getting in early, you know, buying the whale tokens, watching it ride up. Some people bought it at like $20 or less, $50, you know. Right now it's like almost $200 or something. Crazy. So that would have been a great return, right? But here's the craziest thing. Whale Farm developers changed the contract before farming started. So everybody who bought the old token got something worthless. Suddenly they're holding something completely worthless. And so when they went to try to cash it back out, there was no liquidity there. And so now they bought this thing that is completely worthless, right? And that was the biggest, most giant red flag for me. If they have the ability and the capacity to do that, and some people were, you know, unfortunately lured into that, I think their rationale behind that was that they wanted to protect investors against the bots or something, right? I think that was their rationale. But this is the craziest thing. Not many people knew about that, right? And so if they have, to me, in my mind, if they can like change the contract so instantly, then they probably can change it again mid-farming. And so, in my opinion, that's a very, very giant red flag. I personally am not going anywhere near it. I might consider buying the token if it does dip, when the harvest unlocks, but chances are unlikely, I have to admit. Katika says, I'm holding my lava, I'm still in profit. Dude, that's that is really, really awesome. We were playing around a little bit yesterday, you know, with the whole lava cake thing, and have to admit it was interesting, it was exciting. Right now, you know, I mean, it's still like $2.70. It kind of fluctuates. It bounces between $2 and $3 right now, but you know, I mean, it's short-lived. There's still some people who are quite bullish on it, as you can see. Still quite a bit of liquidity in there. So, I can imagine the willingness to want to stay in a pool like this. Personally, I don't think I will, but you know, that's a pretty decent number right there. That's a really, really decent return. Buy lava, stake it, get BUSD. That's, you could say that's about just under 5% per day, maybe 4% per day. I don't know for sure. So if you put in $100, you know, the chance of getting a return that is pretty decent. But personally, I don't know, you know, and it requires you to buy this coin, which we've seen such crazy volatility with. It's also the native token, which kind of personally goes against my rules, just because I've been burned so many times. But I understand why people would want to do that. I totally understand why. Mahendra says, hey, one of the recent meme coins popular became in like 1 day or 2 days. They did call it scam LP locked. Coin is called King Anubi Inu. Interesting. I mean, we might check it out. I mean, I could probably like type this in here, but I don't know if you're saying that that's a scam. Anubi Inu, King Anubi Inu. Oh, geez, it's a thing. It's a thing, you guys. It's a thing. It's a dang, son. They closed the Twitter. Oh, by the way, another red flag, you guys. If you are invested in Polycuban, please pull out your funds right now. Okay, if I go to Twitter here and I try to search Polycuban, okay, if I go to their Twitter, I'm not sure. It says, but this account does not exist. So they've closed their Telegram group. They've closed their Twitter. I have no idea what's happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a red flag. Maybe it's just me. I don't know for sure. But you know, I would consider exercising caution. Like extreme caution. If you are still invested in Polycuban, you know, you might want to consider just like getting your funds out right now. That's just another public service announcement. Today is all about scams, you guys. It's all about scams today. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Nope, it's not this one. No, it's not. All right. So yeah. So let's go ahead and check out the Anubi. Oh. The Twitter is not working, so we might want to check BSC scan. And this one right here, PooCoin. And BSC scan did not open up. Ooh, geez, you guys, what? This is crazy. I don't even know if I'm looking at the right thing here. Holy moly, look at that giant dip. What is this at right now? Market cap $21,000. They still do seem to have some liquidity in those routers there. I wonder if people bought like up here somewhere and then it just like dumped. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it like launched here somewhere. People bought it and then it just like just dumped. I am not entirely sure, but as we can see here, there are only a few transactions, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, 1 month. When did this even launch? I don't even know. Oh, it did launch at a pretty low price here, and they just like skyrocketed. Jeez. How many percent is that? That's cool. What? Jeez, you guys, check this out, man. It got up to like 700%, almost 800%. What? Look at that parabolic rise there, and then it just like, you know, started trading down, and then there was like another massive dump here. Interesting, interesting. It kind of helps when you zoom out of the platform there. But anyways, you guys, that's all I basically have time for today. I'm not gonna like review any projects on the live stream anymore, because I just want to make sure that it's short and sweet. I give you guys updates, I answer your questions. You know, today wasn't, you know, very fun or exciting, but it was definitely an important message. I hope that you got the message today. If you did, make sure you like. Can we at least get, how many people do we have here? We've got like 20 people. Can we at least get 20 likes on this video, please? That would be amazing. If you didn't like it, you know, hit dislike 2 times for emphasis purposes. And, you know, subscribe if you're new. If you didn't already subscribe, at least that way you can follow us on this journey. My hope is that all of us would get to this level of, you know, education and mental fortitude that we can navigate any investment, any financial space, okay? And that's what it takes. That is what it takes. Puff Puff Pass is here. Yo, Puff Puff Pass. Only do stable coins, please, and just relax. Seriously, that is the best thing. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I agree. So this is, yes, you could say that lots of the space is very scammy, very super suspicious, you know, that sort of thing. And so, you know, we have to proceed with caution. If it's possible for you to join legitimate platform, I mean, obviously it's so hard to tell what's legitimate and what's not, but if it's possible, then, you know, my hope is that, you know, I wish you the very best. Consider using a stable coin or some kind of a big cap as your main investment. Just make sure they cannot like migrate that out. Go in. Actually, let me show you guys. In case you didn't watch the video. Okay, so let's say for example, I want to check out, Polygame, right? So I go to Polygame Finance, and I want to check out their master chef, right? So I'm going to head over to docs here, and then under security, it's going to tell me what the master chef and stuff like that looks like. Where is it? Security. Okay, I'm not sure if this is it. That's the token. I don't see the master chef. Okay, maybe Polygame is not the best one for this. Polygame. Oh, it might be this one. No, it's not this one. Polygame Finance. Contract. That's the token. Polygame. I don't know what the master chef is, unfortunately. Polygame. Maybe this one? Read contract. Sorry, we're unable to. Jeez. What is going on here, you guys? Okay, maybe I clicked on the wrong one. As you can see, when you type stuff in here, lots and lots of different tokens come up. These are all fake tokens, by the way, or fake addresses. And so you know, you have to like try and be very super careful. Yeah. Anyways, let's do another one. Let's do lavacake. Right? Let's do lavacake. Maybe you guys will be able to understand what I'm trying to show you here. Hopefully we can see their master chef. Emergency withdrawal. Perfect. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the master chef contract, if I'm not mistaken. Contracts. Emergency withdrawal. Yeah, so this is the master chef right here. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to actually read the contract. Let me actually see if I click this and I try to, no, it's not it, that's not it. Okay, I'm having I'm having some trouble here. Oh, perfect. Here it is. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. So let's say you want to determine whether a platform is actually as advertised, right? You might read the documentation and you might, you might feel like, okay, this seems pretty legit. But how can you actually verify? So what you can do is you can go down here to the actual MasterChef. So make sure you just find the MasterChef contract. You click on contract, you click on code, and it should say MasterChef, okay? And then you go into the MasterChef like this, and you press Control F, and then you search for certain keywords, right? So for example, migrator. If you search for migrator, you should be able to see it highlighted here if it does in fact exist. Okay, and what that tells you is that the migrator function is still intact. Okay, so you'll see it actually highlighted in like orange, and of course they've removed their migrator, but some contracts still have the migrator, even though they might list on their documents or on their website that they're safe. You might want to just see if there's any hard rug code in there. And so the moment that you find a migrator function in a contract, please stay away from that particular platform. Of course, with the exception of PancakeSwap, but don't take my advice, because that's how they can steal your money, right? So you just stake your tokens and they could easily just like completely transfer it or migrate it to another contract or another wallet. And so this is how you can do that, okay? You can actually go in and you can search, and if it doesn't show up any results, depending on all the areas that you search, see, it will show up as orange like this if it actually finds those keywords, okay? And so there are other kinds of code that you can search for. This particular one is, of course, one of the most important ones to search for. Okay, you can find their MasterChef on the relative blockchain, so whether it's Polygon or on BSC Scan or on Ethereum, okay, they all look the same. You just click on contract, click on code, and then hit Control F or Command F and search for the migrator, and it should appear as an orange highlighted set of code, right? And that tells you that the code is still intact in case they might be like advertising it as not intact. Okay, so please make sure you guys do that as like your own little audit so that you can be extra safe. Another thing that you might want to do is, let's say I go into a platform, right? Maybe, let's see, I go into Polypup. Somebody was saying something about Polypup earlier. Polypup was doing really well, by the way. Let's say I want to go into Polypup and I want to invest, right? And so usually when I invest, or when I want to invest, I'll need to connect my wallet, right? Okay, and maybe I want to approve this contract right here, this WMatic. I have lots of WMatic. Let's say I want to invest here, so I'm going to click on approve contract, right? And it's going to give me this message, and most of the time we just hit confirm, right? But what you want to do is you want to verify whether the this particular contract address right here in between the zeros and the F's, whether that matches the actual MasterChef or not. Okay, because if you are not seeing a match, that means you're investing in a contract that is separate to the platform. And so please get into the habit of doing this, you guys. When you, I'll do it again in case you missed it, okay? So let's say I want to invest in, let's say this one right here, the DeFi. I'll click on approve, right? And before I hit confirm, I'm going to click on view transactional details. And right here where it says function approve, it's going to give me a contract address in between the zeros and the F's. Make sure that you check to see if that matches with the real MasterChef contract on the blockchain, on Polygon Scan, or whatever it is. That way you know that when your funds are in here, they're actually going to be deposited in the real MasterChef and not in a fake MasterChef. Okay? Super, super, super important. Okay, so that's a little bit of a technical lesson for you guys if you want to be like super safe, okay? Please, please, please always do your research when you're investing, okay? And these are just like 2 little steps that you can follow if you want to be like super safe. Yo, we got Yodi here. Welcome, welcome. Yodi, appreciate you hanging out today. Kotika says, I did Zoom last night teaching how to do your own research and vet different projects. I don't think anyone from the Telegram joined. Dude, I am sorry that I didn't join. I was probably asleep, or maybe at work. Actually, I'm pretty sure I was asleep. So your nighttime is my like super early morning, which is like dreamland for me. But shame on you other guys for not joining. Please join. Kritika is one of our admin in, actually, since you're here, Kritika, I can give you moderator status here on YouTube. Congratulations, you have been bestowed the power of the gods. So now, yeah, so now you can obviously help us moderate as well. Okay. Yori says, how is Sportmon Go? Do they have an upcoming project that might pump them? Sportmon Go. Let's have a look, actually. Let's have a look. You guys always just ask all these questions and then complain afterwards that the live streams are too long. But it's fine, it's fine. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Sportmon Go. Did we pump or did we dump? Oh, we've been dumping quite badly, actually. And actually, no, it's not that bad. That's not bad at all. If I check my balance here, what is it worth right now? It is currently worth 0.3. Okay, I mean, it's better than what I got when I bought it, which is good, but it's not as great, you know. So hopefully we'll see like more of an uptick here. But I think this particular project, the Sportmon Go project, Yodi, this is more of a, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I'm wrong on many things. This, I feel, is more of a longer term hold, right? Sportmon is like an actual legitimate organization. You can like actually see the faces of the founders and stuff like that. You can find them on LinkedIn. It's like, it's very transparent. It's like a real company. They're partnering with some sports agencies and stuff like that. And recently, I think they partnered with like Chainlink. I'm not sure. So yeah, I think this has like potential long-term value, not so much short-term. So I wouldn't trade this personally. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I'm happy to just like hold on to that for like a couple months, maybe even a couple of years, see if it appreciates. You know, right now the Sportmon, my Sportmon position is looking quite thin, but maybe I don't even know how many tokens I have here, 1.8 billion tokens. Maybe that'll be worth 10x, 100x, 1000x, 10,000x in like, 5 years. Who knows? I'm willing to hold on to it though, and just check it out because I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I like the approach that they took. So I'm looking at it as long-term hold personally, but anything could happen. Right? Am I missing any other comments here, or are we going to? Leonardo is here. Welcome, Leonardo. Appreciate you hanging out today. Middle Age Crypto, the power. Yes, the power. All right. By the way, Kotika and Middle Age Crypto, we are going to chat about a really cool play. Personally, I mean, you can play or you cannot play. You can decide if you want to join or not. But we'll chat about that in the admin group, and we'll see if it's something that we want to share with the rest of the Telegram group. Very, very interesting opportunity as well. Again, you know, also risky and stuff like that, but I'll chat about it in the admin group before we release it to other people. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here. If you would like to join our group, we have an amazing Telegram community. Of course, unfortunately, we also track lots of scammers who watch these live streams, but we're doing our very best to make sure that the environment in the community is very safe. So we have 2 tiers. Okay, the first tier is you join our Telegram community, and if you're active and you participate and you provide value, we'll invite you to the inner circle, which we will most likely do on Discord. We've already set that up, and we'll be sending invites out to all our core inner circle members very soon. Also totally for free, although we might charge an admission fee of like 1 BNB, you know, so that we can have parties and stuff like that, and rent Lamborghinis for a day. I don't know, we'll see. But the main idea is that we have an amazing community which you can join, and if you want to ask questions, if you are confused, if you need some extra help, okay? But maybe every video from now on, I'll try to also focus on making tutorial style. So we'll do live stream, we'll do tutorials as well. Okay, I realize I haven't done tutorials in a very, very long time because I've just been like live streaming forever. So I'm gonna stop it now. I've already been going on for like over an hour. It's crazy. You guys are way too distracting. Before I go, please consider joining our free workshop where we'll teach you how to build your own online business selling information products such as ebooks, courses, audiobooks, that sort of thing. This is our main income generator. The workshop is totally for free, and we'll teach you how to go from 0 to sales in less than 60 days. So check that out on the link in the description below. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out today. We're battered, but we're not broken. We're not defeated. We only are defeated when we give up. And I'm not going to give up. We're getting to that $1 million. If you're getting to that $1 million, smash that like button as well and join us on this amazing journey. If you're new, subscribe. You won't regret it, I hope, unless you're, you know, anyways, you won't regret it. These are all my social media, handles. If you want to follow me there, please consider doing so. And with that said, you know, please consider the risks in the space. We're in the jungle. We're in the wild. There are predators out there. They can attack us at any time. We have to be safe and smart always. With that said, guys, please do take care. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care.